Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and the Mixed Media Frenzy. That is where we all take the same sketch or layout and use it as inspiration to create our own. And this is the layout that I'm scrap lifting today. Well, I'm using it as inspiration. My layout's going to be a little different because, I get busy creating and forget to look at the original. But I do start out with it as my inspiration. She had a stencil there at the top, a pretty good size one. It was a cut file, actually. And so I had to pick, well, my largest stencil. I have another one that came with this one. It is Crafter's Workshop, I believe it's called, and it came as a pair. And the other one had flowers. So since my photo is of my great nephew, I thought I'd use this one because of the circles, and it's a birthday picture. So I thought, well, it kind of reminds me, sort of, kind of, of balloons. But I'm putting modeling paste down first, and then I am going to come back when that dries, and I'm going to add some gelatos and some watercolors. As you can see, this is one of the thinner stencils. So I had to take some washi tape and put here and there on there and add a couple of more pieces even just to keep it from moving so that it would actually have a design when I got done. I'm going to layer my photo 3 times. I don't think Missy layered hers quite that much, but yeah, I decided I wanted 3 layers. I picked out 2, and then because he does have blue and lighter blue on his face and hands and everywhere else. But I thought I want one more color in here, so I'm adding some of the red. There's no red in the photo. I just wanted the red. And you will see me using that little spray bottle quite a bit. Well, I cut part of it out, but I am using it quite a bit, so my paper will become warped because I thought about putting gesso down first and decided, no, I'm not going to do it this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. And this time it don't. It does get kind of warped, but I think it'll be all right once it goes into the photo album and tucked in that sleeve. They'll smooth out just a little bit. Hopefully it will. Using that lighter gelato and the blue watercolor, and that is a watercolor I got at Dollar Tree for $1. I bought several of them one day for the kids, and they have played with them. But I thought, well, since I could use some primary colors every now and then, I will throw it in with my mixed media stuff. But yeah, $1 at Dollar Tree, and it works just fine. Um, I am going to be making it like different shades, and I'm also going to pull out a paper towel in a minute, and I'm going to crumple it up so it has some wrinkles in there, and then I'm going to pull up some of the watercolors. And I like that look too. I like it where it's part of it's still there and part of it's not. And it looks like it's on purpose, but it's really kind of random. So yeah, and I'm going to do it here and there on the layout. On the mandala. That's what I'm doing it on. Not the whole layout, just the mandala. And even though I cropped my photo, it's still not quite as small as Missy's is. And I'm going to kind of put it over to the side. And I will think about putting it up a little higher in a little bit. But I used that really sticky foam tape. And it didn't want to move. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just go with the flow. I started out here and I might as well keep it here. So it will stay where I end up putting it to start with. I'm pretty sure I could have got it moved if I'd tried a little bit harder. But I gave up pretty quick. I'm going to fussy cut a few things out to go on my layout. And yeah, it didn't take me super long, but I cut it out anyway. And I do have some stuff there that I plan on using. And I'm not going to use that picture wheel. I thought about using it down at the bottom and cutting it in half. And then I had this idea about making a banner for my title. And so the banner ended up on the layout instead of the picture wheel. Because, it's one of those things I was thinking, I've got that huge mandala at the top. Do I really need another circle? And I decided I didn't. So I go for the rectangle instead. And I'm going to do it with that red polka dot paper. And it's just barely big enough to do what I wanted it to do. And then that blue, I mean, I'm really stretching it getting that on there, but I do as a layer behind the red just to make everything coordinate together. I dug in my card making stuff and I pulled out that birthday, and it has two banners. It has one at the top and it says happy, and then it has one at the bottom. It says it's yours, or let's see, happy birthday to you. That's what it says. To you. I had to put the whole sentence together. But yeah, and I'm only going to use the happy part. And I layered the banner with some white underneath it and foam tape in between so it have more depth than it normally would. It just made it into a 3D sticker. That's what I'm trying to say, a 3D sticker. And this little strip was in there, and I thought I'd cut it apart and use it like little phrase stickers. And it moved when I went to cut these two apart, and it's kind of a crooked cut on them. But I'm using it anyway. I straightened up one of them, but the other one I couldn't because I would be cutting off a letter, well, the bottom part of it. So I left it. So it's going to be crooked, but it's words like let's eat cake, it's time to party, celebrate you, and make a wish. And I'm just going to kind of put them around there. And the part of the title, I, I guess this would be my title. You take the cake as my title, and then the happy birthday as a subtitle since it's below it. But actually, happy birthday was what I was thinking my title was. And yeah, just something simple. But then I found a 3x4 card that had you take the cake, and I had to fussy cut it out so I could use it. And it does have a piece of cake, and I am trying to figure out where to put it because it's got white icing. So it's going to end up on the banner just so it can show up. I also fussy cut out that balloon dog, and although it has a little tie thing on the nose of the dog, I don't really like putting the twine or string or anything on the nose. So I kind of put it underneath the feet. And this is going to be a long strand of that twine. I wanted it to go through the layout, so it is going to come down and look like it's going underneath the birthday banner and then come back up. But it's really not, because I'm going to cut it off. I didn't want to pull the foam tape up, being a little bit on the lazy side. And of course it saves a little bit of the twine too. Cute there with his birthday cake all over his face, his hands. I mean, his hands is really covered. Well, his face is too. But yeah, he tore into it. It don't look like he has really anything left but icing everywhere. And that's why I did the mandala in the blue and the lighter colors, because his icing's several colors. And yeah, I just thought I'd kind of repeat it up there and use the modeling paste to help it look more like icing. I'm going to scatter some stars around the layout, and then I'll be done with it. So I want to point out to you that down there below will be all the others that are on the Mixed Media Frenzy today. And yeah, you can see what they did with the same inspiration layout that I used, and see how they finished their layout. And I'm really curious to see what stencil, if they use a stencil, I mean, they may not. They might just freehand it. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what stencils they end up using for it. But I kind of sort of kept to the layout. I have the big stencil, I have the photo, and because he's kind of looking to the left just a little bit, I put my photo on the opposite side and moved everything over. I did spread out a little bit more, but you can tell the inspiration layout is there somewhere underneath all that stuff I spread out. Oh, and I do think I failed to mention that this is an Echo Park collection, and I think it's called It's Your Day, I think. I know there's a boy and a girl birthday, and I have them both in the same container. The girls has more pink than the boy does, but yeah, the boy has red instead. But that one right there, the number one, that came out of the girl one, and so it is green and blue. So yeah, it, but it does have more pink. But yeah, if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy weekend. Take care and stay safe. Bye.